On that happy note, let's bring in music director for WFBK in Louisville, and Morning Joe music contributor Kyle Meredith. He's with us and has a question. Kyle.
Yeah, you guys are one of the biggest bands. You're known for your showmanship, Gene. But how do you make that? How do you how does that translate to the living room? Do you think about that when you're doing a show like this?
Yeah, we do. Just the way you guys, your wonderful staff, sort of framed everything on here. We're aware that, generally speaking, the frames of TV sets out there, even computers, is basically this kind of shape, which means they asked me to put the cell phone sideways instead of up and down. So we're doing all that stuff. But nowadays, lots of people have these big screens on their homes, or even if it's on your computer, you still get.
Jump in with a follow.
I want to give you a sense of the size of it. Low-flying planes are not going to be allowed over the concert, and I mean that in the very nicest way. It's not a good idea when there are no limitations in terms of how big the pyro is going to be right from the outset. And when you see the show, the band and the drums and our drummer are not going to be on stage. The curtain falls and all hell breaks loose, and we're not on stage. We're going to descend from the heavens like the gods that we are.
On top of that, though, you've got $1 million worth of pyrotechnic a part of this. And again, we're talking about the biggest Kiss show of all time. And this has been in your all's DNA for forever, for what, a 45-year career that you guys have been going on, or 45 years plus. Where does that sense of showmanship come from, you all? Were you influenced by your peers at the time when you came in, or did that come from something earlier?
Of course we were influenced. You can't be here without those who've gone before. So you've got to point to the greats that came before you, Jimi Hendrix and so on. And so whenever you see Jimi Hendrix footage, the classic stuff is him on the floor, on top of his guitar, lighting it on fire, or Townsend smashing his guitar and all that stuff. It's showmanship, stagecraft. And sadly, a lot of great, very, very talented musicians and singers stand up on stage with a microphone, all by myself. It's like, give me a show. At least give me lights. Give me something. You're paying so much money for a ticket, and you've got to be cognizant of that fact. There I go with another big word like gymnasium. But the main issue for me has always been, I was so disappointed growing up with seeing bands whose music I loved. I loved Sly The Family Stone and the Love and Spoonful, all kinds of bands that came before. But it wasn't until I saw The Who and the English bands, especially The Who and a few others, that understood. There were smoke bombs, and Townsend was smashing his guitar, and Townsend and Roger Daltrey, who's become my friend, is twirling his guitar, his microphone and all that. You go away not just remembering the sound, but also what you saw. It's audio, visual, kids. See, it's both. So when you're at home or in your car, it's just that stuff that gets tickled. But when you go to a live event, you got to tickle the orbs. You got to give them something they'll remember. And the lights. I mean, we have more firepower on that stage than some third world countries. And I mean that the very nicest way.
Okay, Gene Simmons, thank you so much. It's great to have you here with us, and we're really excited about the show. And you can get more information at kiss2020goodbye.com. Morning Joe's back in a moment.